This video is created by Jagrat Creation. This video is on absorption of a company. It is useful to the students who are reading for Inter-SIA, IPC, IPCC. It is also useful to the students who are reading for corporate accounting for commerce graduation, BCom. As it is on absorption of company, it is useful to the students of professional courses like CS, Executive, ICWA. The sum is on absorption of company, which is a part of company accounts or say corporate accounting. It is covered in Group 1 and Group 2 of IPCC Inter-SIA. I present the sum here before you. Just observe the sum on the screen. Read it. You can pause the video and read the sum totally. Now let me start. Following are the balance sheet of Prashant Limited and Anuvi Limited as on 31st of March 2016. You are given the balance sheet. Equity share capital 4 lakhs, 3 lakhs. You are given information about the equity share capital. The equity share of both the companies are of rupees 100 each. So both the equity shares are of 100 each. Face value is 100. Paid up to the extent of 80 and 50 respectively per share. So this Prashant Limited equity share capital is paid up per share 80, while in case of Anuvi, paid up value per share is 50 rupees. General reserve 10% debentures, creditors, fixed assets. For fixed assets, you are told that the fixed assets of both the companies include land and building in the proportion of 3:1. So 6,000. 3/4, 3:1, 3/4 land and building, 1/4 machinery. Same is the case with Anuvi Limited. Investment, the market value is given in the bracket. 66,000 is the market value. Current assets, discount on debentures, profit and loss account, debit balance. The value of land and building as shown in the books is 10% less than the market value. So if market value is 100, book value is 10% less, book value is 90. Whereas the market value of machinery is 10% less. So here it's a different case. If the book value is 100, 10% less is the market value. So new is 90 is the market value. The market value of current assets for both the companies are given to you. The purchase consideration is to be satisfied by issue of necessary shares of Prashant Limited in exchange of shares of Anuvi Limited on the basis of intrinsic value of the shares. So this is a sum on intrinsic value. Very important sum. The most important point is, who is the purchaser? Prashant Limited agreed to absorb Anuvi Limited. Prashant Limited is the purchaser. Here the assets of Prashant Limited is also revalued. The market value of land and building is more. Market value of machinery is less. So there is a revaluation for fixed assets and current assets for the purchaser. Prashant Limited is a purchaser. The assets and liability assets of the purchaser are revalued. Now that revaluation, should it be accounted for? Should I increase the fixed assets and change the value of current assets in the books of purchaser as given to him in the sum? No, I should not do it. Why? Because the revaluation of these assets is given to me for the purpose of finding out the intrinsic value of the share of Prashant Limited, and that intrinsic value is to be considered as an exchange value for the purchase of equity shares of Anuvi Limited. So what is the most important point? The purchase consideration is to be paid on the basis of intrinsic value of the shares of both the companies. So exchange between two companies will be decided on the basis of intrinsic value of the share. Now for the purpose of finding out the intrinsic value of purchaser Prashant Limited, we are required to consider the revaluation of assets and liabilities, but its effect, change in the values of assets, will not be operated and accounted in the books of purchaser. That's an important point. But in case of Anuvi Limited, the business of Anuvi Limited is sold, is absorbed by Prashant Limited. All the revaluation of these assets will be taken into account, and in light of that, the intrinsic value of Anuvi Limited also will be calculated. Understand most important point? The exchange is to be made on the basis of intrinsic value of the share. For finding out the intrinsic value of the shares of purchaser, revaluation of assets is considered for the purpose of finding out the intrinsic value, but it is not to be accounted for. So increase in the asset or decrease in the asset is not recorded in the books of accounts for the purchaser. We are also required to revalue the assets of Anuvi Limited, vendor, but its revaluation will be accounted for and will be absorbed by purchaser at a revalued value of the assets of Anuvi Limited, that is vendor. That's an important point. Now after explaining these details, let me start preparing the purchase consideration note. So here I prepare in the books of Prashant Limited what is purchased, the net assets purchased, that of Anuvi Limited. I will record it here. This note is separate, this is separate. What is purchased? Assets at what value purchased? Liability at what value purchased will be recorded here. Against these assets and liabilities purchased, business purchased, how the payment is made, that will be recorded on this side. Now look at the sum. I bring the details of the sum here before you. It's not that you are required to look at the sum in your textbook or notebook and look at the solution on the screen. Not like that. Thus, this is the part of the sum that I bring on the screen for your better understanding and concentration. Now see, this is the balance sheet. Prashant Limited agreed to absorb Anuvi Limited on the following conditions. First, fixed assets of both the companies include land and building and machinery in the proportion of 3:1. Now I want to find out the purchase price to be paid to Anuvi Limited. Who calculates? Prashant Limited calculates. Okay. Land, building and machinery are in the proportion of 3:1. Here it is 2,40,000. Distribute this 2,40,000 in the ratio of 3:1. So land and building 3/4, 1,80,000. Machinery 1/4, 60,000. This is the book value of land and building. This is the book value of machinery. Now adjustment given is the value of land and building shown in the books is 10% less than the market value. Suppose that market value of land and building is 100. 10% decrease therein. So book value will be 90. So if the book value is 90, then 100 is the market value. How much for? 1,80,000. So 1,80,000 into 100 divided by 90. If you will work out the market value of land and building purchased by Prashant Limited, that of Anuvi Limited, is to be taken at 2 lakhs. So what is purchased? Land and building purchased at a price of 2 lakhs. Now what have you told about the machinery? Where is the market value of machinery is 10% less. So this is the book value. 10% less, 6,000. So market value of machinery is 54,000. So machinery of Anuvi Limited is purchased at a price of 54,000. Machinery purchased for 54,000. Now this is how the revalued value of land and building and machinery is recorded in the calculation of net assets purchased by Prashant Limited. Now the exchange has to be made on the basis of intrinsic value, as I told to you. I am required to find out the intrinsic value of the share of purchaser Prashant Limited. So I prepare one working note here to find out the intrinsic value of Prashant Limited. For that, the fixed assets will be bifurcated in the ratio of 3:1 for Prashant Limited also. So 6 lakhs into 3/4. 4,50,000 is the book value of land and building for Prashant Limited purchaser, and machinery 1/4 of 6 lakh. That amounts to 1,50,000. So this is the book value. Now, as I told to you, market value of land and building, suppose 100, 10% decrease, 90 is the book value as I explained to you. Same, this I have explained for calculating this value. Same is applicable to the purchaser also. If 90 is the book value, then 100 is the market value. How much for 4,50,000? 4,50,000 into 100 divided by 90. So value is 5 lakhs. So the fixed assets, 4,50,000 is valued at 5 lakhs. So there is a rise of 50%. The accounting entry for its revaluation will not be recorded in the books of purchaser Prashant Limited, but this is to be considered only for the purpose of finding out the intrinsic value of the shares of purchaser, that is Prashant Limited. So here I prepare a working note. So here the land and building to be considered at 5 lakhs for the purpose of intrinsic value. Now same way, let me find out the value of machinery, which is 10% less. Market value of machinery is 10% less, so 1,50,000 minus 10%, 15,000, 1,35,000. So decrease in value of machinery is not going to be accounted for, but it is considered only for the purpose of finding out the intrinsic value of the share. So this 1,35,000 I will record in my working note, where I am going to find out the intrinsic value of the shares of the purchaser. Now market value of current assets 4,65,000 and 1 lakh. So 4,65,000. I'm sorry, investments are, market value of investment is 60,000. That I should write, because all the assets of Prashant, all the assets of Anuvi Limited are purchased by Prashant Limited. Now the market value of current assets 4,65,000. See, the current assets are 4,85,000. Valuation made is 4,65,000. There is a 20,000 decline, but that decline is not going to be the decrease in the value of current assets. Its effect is not given in the books of accounts, but it is considered only for the purpose of finding out the intrinsic value, 1 lakh. The equity share of both the companies are okay. Now this is the discount on debentures and profit and loss account cannot be purchased. So these are the assets, net assets purchased, total assets purchased minus liabilities. This is the liability debenture. These are the debentures of Anuvi Limited. Similarly, creditors liability deducted. So here the net assets purchased comes out how much? 1,20,000. And 11 lakh minus 5 lakh net assets works out to be how much? 6 lakhs. Now this is the purchase price. This purchase price is to be paid by giving shares of Prashant Limited. At what value? At its intrinsic value. Now I want to find out the intrinsic value of the share of Anuvi as well as Prashant. Look at it. So these are the 6 lakhs of the net assets. So intrinsic value of Anuvi Limited 1,20,000 divided by number of shares. Net assets purchase price is 1,20,000. That is also net assets divided by number of shares. Anuvi Limited share capital is how much? 3 lakhs. Paid up value is 50. So if you want to find out the number of shares, 3 lakhs divided by paid up value per share 50, 6,000 shares. So 1,20,000 divided by 6,000. So intrinsic value of the share for Anuvi Limited is 20 rupees per share. Same way I want to work out the intrinsic value of Prashant Limited. 6 lakhs are the net assets divided by equity shares. Equity share capital is 4 lakhs. That 4 lakh, the face value of share is 100, but the paid up value per share is 80 rupees. So 4 lakhs divided by 80 are the number of shares, 5,000. So 6 lakhs divided by 5,000, 120 rupees. So value of one share of Anuvi Limited is 20. Value of one share of Prashant Limited is 120. 26 are 120. So you can decide the exchange ratio on the basis of that. 20 into 6 is equal to 120 into 1. So for 6 shares of Anuvi Limited, 1 share of Prashant Limited is to be given. How many shares should be given for 6,000 shares? So 1,000 shares is to be given. This is one way to find out. The another way to find out the net purchase price divided by intrinsic value of the purchaser So 1,20,000 divided by 120, you will get the same answer, 1,000 shares given as a purchase price. So there are two ways. For your better understanding, I have found out the exchange ratio. On the basis of exchange ratio, how many shares should be given to the vendor shareholders? It's worked out to be 1,000 shares. The alternative method to find out same is purchase price divided by intrinsic value of the share of a purchaser. So intrinsic value of the share of a purchaser is 120. So 1,20,000 divided by 120, you will get the same answer, 1,000 shares. Now 1,000 shares are given, each of rupees 80 each. Because the 80 is the paid up value and its value is worked out. And 40 rupees is considered to be the security premium. So 1,000 into 40, 120 minus 80, 40 is the premium. So this is the security premium. So 1,20,000 is the purchase price. This is how it has been paid on the basis of intrinsic value of the share. I have tried to explain you all these concepts. Now I am questioned. Write the journal entries in the books of vendor. Write the ledger accounts in the books of vendor. So Anuvi Limited is the vendor, and we are required to prepare necessary ledger accounts to close the books of accounts of Anuvi Limited. So now I want to prepare ledger accounts in the books of Anuvi Limited. I am required to prepare realization account, shareholders account, equity shares of Prashant Limited that I got in exchange. So I have prepared equity share of Prashant Limited account. Prashant Limited is the purchaser to whom my business is given. So here I have prepared the new companies or say existing company Prashant Limited account, Prashant Limited account. So these are the various accounts that I have prepared. Now for the purpose of writing the ledger accounts in the books of vendor, the first step, all the assets and liabilities to be realized are transferred to the realization account. They are transferred to the realization account at its book value. The book value is available in the balance sheet. So all the balance sheet details are to be considered first of all. So this is I want to prepare the ledger accounts. So copy the balance sheet, and all the details of the balance sheet is to be considered. How to consider? All the assets to be realized are transferred to the debit side of realization account. All liabilities to be settled are also transferred to realization account, credit side of realization account. Share capital and reserves will be transferred to shareholders account, and this discount on debentures and profit and loss account debit balance also will be transferred to shareholders account. Now let me do that. 2,40,000 book value realization account debit to fixed assets account. Realization account debit to investment account. Notice that book value is to be debited, not the market value. Notice it. Similarly, current assets book value 1,50,000 debited to realization account. Discount on debentures and profit and loss account debited to equity shareholders account, being a type of loss. This is a loss. Equity shareholders has to suffer it. So equity shareholders account is debited for that. Equity share capital credited to equity shareholders account. There is no general reserve. Debentures liability to be settled credited to realization account. Creditors balance book value credited to realization account. This is how the balance sheet details are considered. Now after writing, considering the accounts given in the balance sheet, I am required to write down 3 entries. Write the entry for purchase consideration due. Second entry, purchase consideration received. Third entry, purchase consideration distributed. Purchase consideration means sales value for the vendor, purchase value for the purchaser. We say it to be purchase consideration or consideration for exchange of business. Now what is a consideration? 1,20,000, that is due from whom? Prashant Limited. Prashant Limited is the receiver of the business. Debit the receiver. Prashant Limited account debit to realization account credit. This is the entry for purchase consideration due. Now what has been received? We have received shares of 1,20,000 against the consideration due. So equity shares of Prashant Limited account debit to Prashant Limited account credit. This is the entry for purchase consideration received. Now this purchase consideration received is to be distributed, is given to the equity shareholders. So all these shares will be given to equity shareholders. This account gets closed. So these shares are given to equity shareholders. So equity shareholders account debit to equity shares in Prashant Limited account credit. Now what is left? I am required to close this realization account. Profit or loss on realization will be transferred to equity shareholders account. There is a loss, so 4,40,000 minus 4,20,000. So 20,000 is the loss that will be transferred to equity shareholders account. So equity shareholders account debit to realization account credit. Now equity shareholders account should be closed, settled. No balance should be left because the business of the company has come to an end. So this is 3 lakhs is the total of both the sides. This is how equity shareholders account agrees, and this is how the ledger accounts in the books of vendor gets prepared. After that, I want to prepare a balance sheet in the books of purchaser Prashant Limited. Remember, in the balance sheet, I am going to consider the book value of Prashant Limited, which has not been revalued in the books of accounts. As I told to you, the market value of the current assets, though less by 20,000, is not considered here. The book value is to be considered. So, when I want to prepare a balance sheet, I am going to consider these values of assets and liabilities and these values of assets and liabilities. Notice it. Now, here I am going to prepare a notes on accounts because I want to prepare a balance sheet as per Schedule 3. So, these are the titles in which the data information is to be collected that you know very well. Now, 6 lakhs is the fixed assets divided in the ratio of 3:1, 3/4 and 1/4. These are the land and building of Prashant. These are the machinery of Prashant. This is the book value. Now, when our tangible assets, land and building, 4,50,000 plus 2 lakhs. Machinery, 54,000 plus 1,50,000. Notice that I have considered the book value of purchaser and the revalued value of the vendors while preparing the balance sheet. Because the business is purchased with the revalued value and the book value, revaluation is given just to find out the intrinsic value. Now, investment, non-current investment. This is the current assets. This is the equity share capital. This is a share of 80. This is also a share of 80 each. Security premium, 40,000. Now from this general reserve, discount on debentures 50,000 gets deducted. So discount on debenture is a negative balance and is a negative to the general reserve. So it is to be deducted from general reserve, and the general reserve will be reported at 1,85,000 in the balance sheet. This is an important point to be noticed for Schedule 3. Debentures total, creditors total, notes on account is done. Now I want to prepare a balance sheet as per Schedule 3. You know the titles of Schedule 3. Reporting requirements. Now, first of all, I start with share capital, share of 80 each. Here you should write authorized share capital, issued capital, share of 100 each, 80 per share paid up. You can write all those information. I have avoided security premium and general reserve. So here you can have a reporting. General reserve minus debenture discount like that. This is long-term borrowings, creditors, land and building, machinery, tangible assets, investment, non-current assets, current assets. Now have the total of equity and liabilities, and this is the total of assets. So this is how balance sheet agrees. Now I have tried to solve this sum, which is based on intrinsic value. I feel that you have followed. Observe the sum once again. Thanks to all of you.